You ever wonder why anyone would ever ask me a question about fantasy? Because I wonder about that too. Today's struggle is one that's been around for a while: magic systems. A magic system is the set of rules for how magic works in a fictional world.
And then, with the flick of a wand, she discovered she had magic.
I've seen fantasy books get called out for having vague or derivative magic systems, and I've seen them called out for putting too much effort into explaining how magic works. The worst I've seen is when someone actually expressed concern to me over not having one. She was afraid she couldn't write a fantasy novel until she thought up a perfect new magic system that had never been done before, like it was a prerequisite.
What?
So does a book with magic in it need a magic system? It's not black and white. A system isn't there or not there, it's always there, even if it's just in the writer's mind subconsciously. The question isn't does it need to exist, because it does. The question is, does it need to be mapped out exhaustively, and does it need to be explained in detail to the reader? This is an easy one. The answer to both questions is no. It doesn't have to be mapped out, it doesn't have to be explained, and the proof is right in front of us. The two most influential fantasy properties in the universe are The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Neither one of them has a rigid magic system, and that didn't stop them from becoming the most successful fantasy stories ever.
See, nobody cares.
There's plenty of magical shenanigans going on in Middle-earth, but it's usually pretty vague. We never even see Magneto do anything. But in spite of that, he's got more street cred than any other pointy-hat wizard in the game. The Lord of the Rings is sick, but there's nothing even approaching a system in it. In Harry Potter, there's a bit more of a system. Accio Bloody Mary, but it's got so many holes and inconsistencies that JK obviously wasn't that worried about it. Doesn't matter. Harry Potter is the best for a reason. Who needs a magic system when you have a good story? A fantasy novel doesn't sink or swim on its magic system. The only thing a book can't live without is the story. A magic system is just extra, but that doesn't mean a good system can't be beneficial. When you're writing about magic that has no rules, you can get yourself into trouble. If anything can happen, plot developments hinging on magic can come across as overly convenient or contrived. In fantasy, having a magic system that elegantly complements the plot can be a next-level maneuver. It might take a little more work, but sometimes it's worth it.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
The more integral magic is to the story, the more important a magic system can become. But you don't want to get hung up on it, because that can also cost you authenticity. A great example of this is Inception. It's sci-fi, but the dream stuff in the movie might as well be magic, and the script is built from the ground up around a specific set of rules that governs how the dream stuff works. It's a magic system, and in the movie, the system and the story fit together very neatly, maybe a little too neatly. Neatly enough that a cynical viewer could walk away saying it was awfully lucky the rules of the dream stuff worked exactly the way they did. Egregiously permissive plotting with no rules can hurt a story, but so can getting so hung up on the details that the real focus gets buried. Different stories have different needs. Magic systems are really just part of a larger conversation on formula and world building. Personally, I always say less is more, but there are no rules. Anyone who tells you different is selling something. Okay, so there aren't any rules in writing, but there is still the law of the jungle, which is that you should never, under any circumstances, check your email sober.